about this idea that these are both 90-degree angles, right? And so we kind of understand that this would create a situation whereby if the radiuses are equal, and using reflexive, if that was equal, because of HL, we would have a situation where this angle here would have to match that one, and this one would have to match that one. You also know in a four-sided figure that all the angles add up to 360. So I don't even know if we talked about that today or not. Some classes I think we did, some we didn't. So, but think about the angles here. We know this is 90, that's 90, and so 90 plus another 90 plus the 102, and we're just going to make that plus x, what we don't know. So in any four-sided shape, and it's pretty obvious when we have like a rectangle, we know that all the angles add up to 360. And that actually happens for all four-sided shapes. All four-sided shapes don't always have 90s here, but definitely all the angles are going to have to add up to 360 because any four-sided shape is just two triangles. So 2 times 180 is 360. Okay, so understanding that, if these would all add up to 360, we also notice if these are always going to be boxes, then I'm always going to have that be 180. And so some students might want to actually start the problem from here. So this is a pattern we know that always happens, that if I have two tangent lines meet, then their opposite angles have to add up to 180. So if this is 102 and that's unknown, we'll call it x. We know these two have to add up to 180 because these add up to 180 because they all have to add up to 360. Okay, that's the logic here. So you could actually start this equation right here if you understand those principles. And then we'll just do 70. Okay, cool. So we're just going to assume that if they appear to be tangent, they are tangent, which means we can add these boxes and use a lot of the math we've used before in previous classes. Okay, now they said if they're tangent, yep, so sticking with this idea of tangent, but I don't see a radius. So, but something else is happening here is that, look at point R is on the circle. And so by definition, any angle that happens on the circle is called I gotta get my homework from last class, hold on. Yeah, that's what it's called. It's called an inscribed angle. So it's a tip of the cone type of thing because A is on the circle. Okay, so here point R is on the circle. So it looks like the snow cone collapsed. The cone is here, and then this is the part of the arc that's trapped by the cone. But it looks like the cone fell on top of the snow. The policy in the formula is still the same. That angle right there, angle R or angle SRQ, is the tip of our cone. So we know the tip of our cone is 16x plus 3. Okay, and then the snow, this snow part that's trapped by the angle is something that we don't know. But wait, we know that the tip of the cone is half the snow, so we can just double this, and that's this arc. So this has to be, the equation for our arc is if we just double it. So I actually know the expression for this. It's just 2 times the tip of the cone. Same formula. Now we know that this arc plus this arc have to add up to 360. So the purple arc, which is 2, 16x, oh, that needs to be a plus sign, plus the green arc, 4x minus 2, has to add up to all the way around a circle, 360. Okay, beautiful. So I'm going to get rid of parentheses, rewrite the problem. Six, 7, 8. So 178, I think that's times 2. Let's just do that. So 356 divided by 178 is 2. Yeah, I was right. Now they asked, please, could you solve for QRS? So angle QRS is this expression. So now I've solved for the mystery of the x. It's the number 2. So I'm just going to plug that in there. So it's 16 times the number 2 plus 3. So 32 plus 3 makes 35. Bam. Sweetness. Okay, next question. Whew. Finally, I'm back to these regular looking questions, maybe from last night's homework. So we've got the tip of the cone has to be half the snow. Here's the snow. So the tip of the cone, in order for these to be equal, I have to double the tip. Okay, and why does this make sense? Well, if the tip of the cone was 60, we know that the snow would have to be 120. So we have to set up a formula that looks like this. If the tip was 60, I double it, and that should be the snow, because the tip of the cone is half the snow. So I'm going to set it up in the same way. Now my tip isn't 60, it's this expression. My snow isn't 120, it's this expression. But I can solve regardless. Okay, so 14x minus 4. Okay, I'm getting close. I get x is 8. Luckily, it says just solve for x, so I did. Here we go again. This is a really big. So if you went to the fair this weekend, I think it is going on this weekend, this would be a really big snow cone. Here's the cone. So the tip of a cone, 2 times the tip has to equal the snow. So this is kind of a cool one because that is a diameter. So I actually know that this is half, that's a semicircle. So I actually know that the measurement has to be 180. So my snow is 180 degrees. So if you had me at the fair taking your order, you're like, I want 180 degrees of snow. Like, wow, I'm gonna have to get you a snow cone where that's the diameter. So now 2 times the tip equals the snow. Let's distribute. That looks like 3, yeah. 6 divided by 2 is 3, 18 divided by 6 is 3, so that's definitely 3. Yeah. Okay, I'm done. Oh, no, not done. One more. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, so this arc is 80. This arc is 70. Okay, I don't see a diameter, so that's not going to help me. Let's see. I think we could figure out this tip because I know this snow. If I added all the purple and the green snow together, it would be 150. So the tip of the cone would have to be half of 150. So this snow cone here, I could kind of jot it down over here. This is 150 because 70 plus 80 is 150. So that means the tip would have to be 75. So, okay, so I'm going to put that there. Cool. Now, oh, this is kind of interesting. Here's another little tip. Here's a different snow cone. So the tip of this snow cone is 68 degrees. So if that's 68 degrees, then this snow. So if that's 68, if I doubled 68, so 68 times 2, okay, 136. So the blue snow would have to be 136. So if the tip of that cone is 68, that'd have to be 136. So I have 70 plus what would give me 136? So I'm going to have to subtract. 66. Okay, we can double check our work, but that looks right. Okay, so now there's a couple ways to do this. I know that this is a four-sided shape in the middle of there. So I know all that stuff has to add up to 360. But I think I can work with this here. Well, let's see. I think I know what this is left because I have all my arcs. The only part I have left that I haven't solved for is this arc. Okay, so this arc I don't know, but whatever the green arc is, excuse me. Okay, so the green arc plus the blue arc, 136, plus this purple arc, 80, all has to add up to 360. Okay, so the green arc is 144. Now, oh boy. If I look at this snow cone, right here, this snow cone, I'm going to draw it over here, is 144 plus 66. $210, which means this has to be 105. Set 105 equal to 9x plus 6 and solve for x. X is 11. Thanks for joining us.